Hello, I'm Josie Santee with the Everygirl. Oh my, listen,
lovely.
back at you.
Just chic.
You guys were the best.
Chic AF,
Chic
as the
AF.
kids say.
Jamie Lee Curtis gets it. She knows. So when you each read the script for Ella McCay, what stood out to you the most, either about the script or about the characters that you were about to step into?
It was so wonderful to read something so intricate and alive. I'd never read a character like it, and I wanted to read it again and again, and I had this sort of electric feeling running through my body as I read it, which never happens. So it was quite an instinctive thing, and just the idea of being able to audition for Jim was a thrill already. I was ready to embark on the journey.
Literally, the first word out of my mouth was, "Who's Ella McCay?" And they told me, Emma. I keep thinking about Jim Brooks, who's been carrying Ella McCay for 15 years. Like through her, like almost up to the age she is when we first meet her, in his head. And I just keep imagining, obviously they're wonderful actresses in their, late 20s, 30s, who could have played Ella McCay. And I just keep imagining the day you walked in, the day you met Jim, because I can only imagine what it must have felt like for him to all of a sudden meet Ella McCay when you walked in the door. So I was so excited that James L. Brooks had written me a handwritten note saying, will you play Helen? Helen was so clear to me who she was and why she's there and what she means to Ella McCay. But for me, the whole movie was like, who's Ella McCay? And the first time we met, I immediately was like, yes.
We immediately saw each other. It was wonderful.
But we saw each other because Jim saw you. When you think of a part this important, this complex and fantastic, both comedically and dramatically, it's a, you used the word yesterday, dense part. Emma Mackey just is spectacular in the movie.
She was always meant to be Ella. Watching the film, so many women I saw in Ella, and I think that's the beauty of the character is how many women see themselves in her. That mix of ambition, anxiety, having that scream coming from underneath the surface and just waiting to come out. So in keeping that character alive and thinking about how you wanted to play her, what went into preparing for that role, knowing the complexity that you were going to bring to it?
It was all there on the page. The words are everything, and especially Jim's words are everything. He's a wordsmith and he's a poet, and he's someone who's incredibly grounded and interested and curious about life. And so Ella's from a different country to me, and has a different background and a different voice and a different physicality and a different everything. So to be able to project myself into that world and to be able to try to make Jim laugh, and then that being my daily task as much as possible, was thrilling. And I mean, it's lovely that you said that people can kind of recognize themselves. But again, it was all there. So all I had to do was try everything, literally try everything possible, and play around and rehearse. And of course, there was research and involved, and I got to spend time in the Capitol building, and I got to meet with certain officials and government officials and things, and kind of pick their brains about what daily life is like and how these people work and how they live and what goes in. And everything is so organized down to the second. Every minute counts. Every person you shake hands with counts. Everything has meaning. Everything has a purpose. And there's so much negotiation involved. Ella's got a huge brain. She's studied really, really hard. And all of these words are the fruit of years of, hard work and thought and ideas, and everything means something.
It's just this modern woman, this beautiful, young, idealistic modern woman filled with ideas and passions and conflicts, which is sort of, as you're saying, every girl. I mean, that's sort of the big conundrum, right? How do we do it? How do we be in our minds and in our ideas, and yet practically, how do you live life? And it's just a gorgeous portrait. But it harkens back to those heroines like Katharine Hepburn, very much so. And I know that was something that Jim was trying to wrestle with in a modern story. And I mean, that's how it feels. It feels very fresh and funny and complicated and clumsy and
Yes.
just
Yeah,
like
all
all
the
of
things.
us.
Yes, like we as women feel. Yeah.
Yes.
Another one of my favorite parts of the film was, of course, Helen McCay. Yes. So funny. And she obviously had such a crucial role in Ella's story. So, Jamie, what did you see as Helen's role in Ella's experience and journey, and how did you approach bringing that to life?
Well, it's on the page. I mean, honestly, it's all on the page, as Emma said. But I mean, that's all Jim Brooks. That's not me. That's just me interpreting him. So for me, it's all on the page. And as I said from the beginning, who's Ella McCay? We are just beautiful parts of her story. I feel like the movie is a souffle of ideas and comedy and drama, but it's light. But the making of it was harder. This was lived in Jim's head for a long time, and now he was giving it to us, and it was a wrestling match, and in a way that I have never worked before, and it was challenging and exciting. I love the movie he made, and all of the Sturm und Drang of the making of it evaporates because the movie is light as air and funny and smart, and she is ridiculous.
Last question for you guys to wrap it up.
Yeah.
What do you want women to take away from this film?
Oh, I mean, where do we start? It's for me, a very hopeful film. It's about someone who has a great work ethic. It's about someone who has a value system, but isn't afraid to learn every single day and be curious, and who is trustworthy and solid, and who isn't afraid to, well, she is very afraid to ask for help, but there are people, and she's very well surrounded, and I think that's it, choosing your people, whether in your close family or whether they're chosen family, that's really important, and that takes time as well, I think, to find the right, the key players in your life, so I hope people get inspired by that, and find their people.
I would hope that young women know that if they have that person in their life, they can then be brave enough to go do what Emma Mackey is doing in the movie. You can't do it without some grounding person in your life. Yeah. And that's a privilege to be that person in someone's life. I'm a sober person, and I have that relationship with a lot of women that I work with, and I take that so seriously, and I feel such a sense of importance because of that relationship, that someone trusts me, and I know that Ella McCay trusts her Aunt Helen, and that's something that I hope all women have. And if you don't have it today, try to find maybe a new person to do that, because it is a partnership. You need support.
Yeah. Thank you both so
Thank
much.
you so
Thank
much.
you for your
Fabulous.
time. Oh my
Thank you
gosh.
for yours.
Thank you. And congratulations on the film. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm going to never take this out.